All right. So I just watched The Deep House and I have some feelings about it. So many feelings about it, in fact, that I actually got out my podcasting gear so that I could immediately record after watching it. So The Deep House, to give you a little bit of background, is a thriller slash supernatural movie that came out in 2021. And it is about two YouTubers who apparently specialize in underwater exploration videos, go diving in a remote French lake, and they find a house submerged in the deep waters. And then their dive turns into a nightmare when they discover the house is the scene of very bad things, right? Typical plot, I feel like, for a lot of lost or found footage movies. It, I don't know, man. Okay, so it's got a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes and 4 out of 5 stars on Amazon. And I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that it's good, but it's not. Sorry, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but one, the character, first off, this is not, this is probably part of the movie, but the main characters are Ben and Tina, very generic names. And then there's Pierre, who sets them up to go into this sinister underwater murder house. And Ben's kind of a dick. If I was Tina, I would not be with him. But then again, as we find out as we watch this, Tina may not be the brightest person in the whole world. But he really treats her like shit. She is concerned about diving, doesn't seem to be real comfortable with it, which again, if they're supposed to be experienced underwater YouTube video people, wouldn't she be more experienced with scuba diving and shit? But I don't know. She's got a lot of anxiety about it, which I feel diving into lakes amongst abandoned, flooded cities and homes and things is super fucking creepy. I've been in lakes like that, not scuba diving, just swimming, and I was creeped out by it. So I get you. But Ben, who's played by James Jagger, who knows, is just a dick. He is constantly teasing her and pulling pranks on her and just not taking her concerns very seriously. And yeah, Tina girl, you should have gotten the fuck out of there before you did this dive, because, well, it doesn't end up well for you, does it? But Pierre says, hey, homies, I know of this secret underwater house. Let me take you there. And they go because Ben is obsessed with being, the next greatest thing on YouTube. And, is looking for the next viral video. And so they go into this little French lake. They both have 18 minutes of air, which spans the total movie of an hour and 25 minutes. Honestly, you could have made this movie in 18 minutes and it would have been almost exactly the same as, you could have done it. It shouldn't have taken an hour and a half. I don't know. I really am trying. I really went into it hopeful because, again, I feel like I'd heard a couple celebrities, people that I turn to for movie stuff, saying that it was really good, but just no, not good at all. So they, scuba dive down into this French lake, and they start off with opening the gates of a cemetery to get to the house, and then proceed to swim about. And there's creepy stuff in the house, and the usual, right? But everything's like pristine. Like this house has been underwater for like a century or some shit, but like everything in the house is in perfect condition. So you immediately know, right? Like there's some shit going on. And I had a feeling that there were going to be like little ghosties hanging out in the background of shots. So I tried to pay attention to the background rather than what was going on directly in front of me. And I did catch a few instances of like ghosts kind of like, you know, floating around, swimming around in the back. But I definitely missed some. I mean, I don't know how many I actually saw, but I was also trying to knit, which involves counting. And so I would not recommend watching this movie and knitting at the same time because you will miss kind of the background little ghost Easter eggs, I guess. I don't know what you want to call them. So, you know, 1 out of 5 knitting needles. It's not good for knitting. And so they continue to like, you know, swim their way around the house. There's only one way in, one way out, which is a window in the attic. So they start there and they're working their way through the house. And they have an underwater drone with them called Tom, Peeping Tom, because he likes to watch. Yes, that's a line in the movie. Tom is almost like the real main character of the movie. He's having a journey of his own. I was more invested in the drone's journey than in the lead characters, Ben and Tina. If that tells you anything about the quality of the Deep House. And they make their way to the kitchen and there's a big old statue of Jesus just hammered to cover a secret door, right? And any fucking intelligent person would be like, you know what? Nah, Jesus is there for a reason. Like, we should not open the secret door that is covered by Jesus. But they do. And they go down into the cellar and they find some bodies that are, again, perfectly preserved. And they're hanging over like a fucking, pentagram, devil sigil shit. Nothing good. Nothing good at all. Then some shit goes down, right? Homeboy gets possessed, which honestly, him being possessed isn't very different than what he's like when he's not possessed. He's still an asshole. And Tina is still really fucking stupid. She should have cut ties and started swimming to the top as soon as she fucking got out of that house. But, you know, she had to fuck around with Ben, even though he tried to get her to eat a fucking demonic snake to possess her. So, you know, they both got what they deserved. So that's like a real fucking quick rundown of the Deep House, which again, not great, but it did remind me of a movie that I do really enjoy and is honestly almost exactly the same movie, but it doesn't take place underwater and it's much better. So, in my opinion, right? Hell House LLC is a found footage movie from 2005. It is also about an hour and a half long, but it's a good hour and a half spent. And it is the Deep House is almost a remake of Hell House, except it takes place underwater. So kind of the same theme, but like with Hell House, 15 people are killed during a haunted house tour. Like, you know, shit goes sideways. And so a documentary crew goes and visits the scene after the house has been like abandoned for 5 years. So they want to investigate what really happened. And I think Hell House is probably, I think, a pretty small movie. I don't think it had like a huge budget or anything. And also, it was released on my birthday in 2015 on October 16th. So, I mean, maybe I was just meant to love Hell House LLC. It was meant to be. But so the crew goes into this abandoned house to shoot a documentary, and like all kinds of shit starts happening. Like there's like a malfunction that leads in the death of some folks, and I'm trying to remember the plot so I can like actually give it to you guys, right? Research, like I said, no research. I literally am recording this on my floor after just having watched The Deep House, so I'm trying to do research while I'm recording, so I apologize. So there's the original tragedy, right? The Halloween haunted tour takes place at the Abaddon in Rockland County, New York, and the Hell House crew picks the Abaddon Hotel for their attraction. And then, like I said, shit goes down. 15 tour goers are dead, and the staff dead, and nobody knows what happened. And so 5 years later, there's a documentary crew, and this is where our found footage comes from. And they go around and they interview people that are familiar with the case. And there's a journalist who's broken into the abandoned hotel a few times and has like taken photos, and there's like weird shit in the photos. And so the crew manages to find the only surviving member of the Hell House staff, a girl named Sarah. And she agrees to be interviewed and to like give them footage that has never been seen before from that night. And so they go in with a full like documentary crew, and they arrive at the Abaddon Hotel, and they start setting up and everything. And then again, weird shit starts happening. There's clues about kind of like like a satanic cult happening in the house, and that's why the house is like, cursed or whatever. And there's things happen to the crew, the camera crew, the documentary crew, and there's like a nice little twist. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But it's in my opinion so much better than The Deep House, with essentially the same type of plot. Satanic rituals, kind of haunted house, or a house that's like built on a satanic temple or some shit like that. Like it's got that same vibe. And I don't know. I feel like Hell House was just done so much better than whatever the fuck The Deep House was. Like, I mean, it's just not good. It's just not good. So, what I would say, and also there are several, there's Hell House LLC, there's Hell House LLC 2, the Abaddon Hotel, and then there's Hell House LLC, Lake of Fire. Have I watched all of them? Yes, I fucking have. And did I enjoy all of them? Yes, I did. So, do with that what you will. Also, though, Hell House LLC, not a knitting movie. You got to pay attention. So I'd give it 1 out of 5 knitting needles. Got to pay attention. Not good for knitting, but definitely better than The Deep House. So that's my quick down and dirty take on The Deep House 2021 horror film about YouTube fame getting people killed. It's classic. I wouldn't recommend it. If you want something that's like a found footage film that's like spooky, I would watch Hell House LLC. If you want a spooky film and water specifically for some fucking reason, Ooh, I would go with uh, uh um what was that one? 35 meters? Is that what was it? It had um shit, what movie was that? 1 second. I gotta Google some shit. Not 47 meters down. Definitely not the one with Mandy Moore. Um, but it has like the same name. Yeah, 47 meters down, 2017. Nope, that's the one with Mandy Moore. We don't want that. We gotta keep looking. Yes, this is the one. 47 meters down, uncaged. um, I mean, it is what it is. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Yeah, it's good. I would watch it. It's oh wait, maybe I meant 48 meters down. Let me check. So there's a 47, a 48, a 49 meters down. I really think it's 47 meters down. But you know, people in water, sharks, scuba diving, scariness. That's about all I got to say about it. But it's like, it's not great either, but it's better than The Deep House. So kid, take that for what you will. Definitely check it out. Highly recommend. If anything, there's a good laugh. You can get a good laugh out of it. And there's, Jesus, 48 meters down, 47 meters down, 47 meters down uncaged. I mean, you got options. Water movies galore. You can always go with the classic, Deep Blue Sea. Can't go wrong with that one. Another terrible good movie. Yeah, The Deep House. Let me know what you thought about it. Have a good one.